I'm recording right now.
Yeah.
Damn, we're on the same link.
No, much longer.
My sneaker.
This is like a week.
All right. You want to do the intro?
Hey everyone, this is Brothers, Between Two Brothers Talk. Lovecraft Country. Of course, this is Chris. And then
Name up
that's
there.
Will.
What's the name?
Yeah, the name is up there. The name is
No.
up there. Oh, up there. Up there. Name's up there. Right there. This is where we talk Lovecraft, almost everything Lovecraft, and then we get on tangents about stupid shit. Mostly
Ooh.
just we try to stick on things. If you want to see us talk stupid shit, go see the podcast probably whenever it comes out. But nevertheless, we're gonna be talking about episode 5 and 6 if I remember
Ooh, are we in
correctly.
five and
Right,
six?
5 and 6. The series they finished well a little bit behind the series because we wanted to do it like all different times,
I'm
right?
actually, I'm actually kind of glad that we did because I hate waiting. That's what I hate about
Yeah,
TV.
we're kind of binging through 2 episodes at a time and then
Yeah,
making
yeah,
a
we're in episode
movie,
7.
making a show about it, and then we're doing episode 7 and 8 probably release sometime next week, probably this weekend, and then we'll probably make a show about it on Tuesday or whenever
Ooh,
we
whenever
do that.
you want.
I what we mean Will talked about. We're probably gonna do this for the Snack Snyder Justice League, the 4 episode long thing. So, well, we don't know how to cut it down to because we don't even know if it's gonna be 4 episodes. It might be 27 episodes of an hour length, so it might be 27 hours of great Justice League content. Probably not great Justice League content. It's probably gonna be Snack Snyder bullshit. But nevertheless, we're excited. Probably gonna do that. Well, how you doing?
Good. We are in episode 6. Which character? But no, well, 5 and 6. In episode five
Okay,
and
yeah,
six. So
we're
we
done
we
with
we know
episode
we
6.
know
We're
most
gonna
of the
talk about 5 and 6.
characters.
Yes.
Who do you like the best right now? Who's your
Atticus.
like Atticus? I like
Atticus.
I like
I like Michael Jake White's character because he's complex, and we're gonna get to how he's so complex in episode 5, I believe.
mm-hmm.
I liking all the characters. I'm liking Ruby. Because the shit that she's going through in episode 5, is pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of liking all the characters, and especially when they're introducing new ones. I'm like, oh shit, they're actually dedicating a way big time to each kind of characters. It's
Yeah.
gonna look like it looks like. So that's what happens in episode 6. It kind of randomly happens. I don't. It might feel like a filler episode, like later down the line, right? Because it kind of doesn't tie anything to the major story. What are
Yeah.
you drinking? Are you drinking the Flint water? What are you drinking?
Coffee.
In a transparent. Okay, in a stein. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Some men drink
But
their drinks.
okay.
I would drink it
But
from
yeah,
a
it's
barrel,
it's
but I
like
don't have one.
I'm kind of liking all the characters. I like that. I like Uncle George, even though he was there for 2 episodes. But I'm liking almost everyone. So I don't have like a person I
I,
hate. Probably
I
the sheriff. I probably hate the sheriff or
I
like the
like
captain.
Christine. I like Christine right now,
I'm liking Christine. I kind of
especially after
hate
these after
anyone.
after, after episode 5. Just like it gets.
It gets working. Yeah, I'm kind of hating anyone who's against them. Like Christine's not against them, right? She's kind of trying to do the same thing they're trying to doing, but in a different way,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's trying to make the like a female lodge that like she's able to go to,
They're
right?
all
Because
trying to. I've seen like the theme of it's like they're all trying to find equality.
kind of yeah, in the
They're,
lodge, right? With
yeah,
through magic, right?
yeah. They're all trying to figure
It kind
out
of feels like that, yeah.
how to not like overthrow the order that was set up, but like
But how they can involve
how like yeah,
revolutionize it so it can like be a order that fits
because
the
at the
status
beginning
quo and them at the same
yeah.
time.
So because before episode
It's a
5,
pretty good metaphor about society in
I
general.
mean I'm assuming after I finish this, we'll lead up to episode 5. But before episode 5, Christine's stand was like was her thing was like she she felt like she was left out of the boys' club, which was the order. She felt like she was supposed to be like next, but like she wasn't
She was
allowed.
supposed to be like like in a more like historic sense. You're supposed to be adopted into it or
Yeah, more,
inherited into it
but
because
she's
she's
not.
like her dad was the head guy. She was the daughter, but she was because it was a male led society or
Hmm.
secret society, whatever. Uh, that 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 she was kind of kicked down and left by herself when her dad died,
Yeah.
right? So she's trying to be like, no, I have the same powers that you guys have. Like, just let me in, but they're not gonna
So
let her
at
in.
the
She had to take it by force.
in episode 4, one of the storylines was Ruby and William,
Yeah, let's do
which
some
is
backtracking. Yeah,
which is like what in the episode 4 is before in other episodes is set up like Christine and William, I think, are brothers, or at least they're related or somehow.
oh, yeah, they work for each other somehow.
And then
Yeah, she's like
Chris when
William is the butler or some shit.
William picks up
Yep.
Ruby, and then like he like tells her like, what do you really want? What do you want? And she goes into a monologue of like how white people have more
Racism,
privilege and black
yeah,
people and all that. That's
yeah,
when that like it
systemic
ended in
racism.
episode
Yeah.
4. It was one of the storylines that we were like, my God, what's gonna
It was
happen in
it's
episode
one of the
5?
loose ends. It's one of the loose ends, and yeah, and then episode 5. Let's go
It's
straight into it.
yeah,
It goes. We like we wake up with Ruby, but it's not Ruby. It's a white woman that looks kind of like Mojo, kind of like Ruby, but if she was
it's
white.
a little less cake because Ruby got cake.
Yes, Ruby got cake, but like put in white person form, so kind of equals that out. But like
Yeah,
still, so you're kind of looking at it. You're just like, okay, this is the same bed. Okay, this is weird. And then we start freaking out the same way Ruby starts freaking out in the
yeah.
episode. We're like, oh no, that's Ruby. And then like as soon as she says that, she starts freaking out, like, oh my god, what the hell is happening? So basically, what happens is that William gives her the potion, gives us a potion that you can metamorphosize into a white woman, right?
And
And then
when Chris says metamorphosize, is
like
like
it's
full
literally
on. The skin is they'll when they show her later in the episode when she's turning from a white woman to Ruby, and like the white woman's skin is like peeling off of her, like
like
literally, like
the first time like I think she goes out into the street, right? She's a little bit confused and dazed, right?
mm-hmm,
And she goes to the black part of town and she tells everyone, hey, I'm Ruby. I'm Ruby, right? And then she runs into a black kid who has popcorn, right? And the cops just rush by, right?
yeah.
And they harass the black kid. And then she's like, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm the one that ran into. It's like, and the cops like, did you molest her or whatever? Like it just shows like this. It was like everyone's like, I'm just like, what that what the, just Ruby, speak out. You're like, come on, just like you didn't do anything wrong, right? Um, so they take her back home. She's like, you can see her in the car, just she's breaking bones and whatever. You're like, what the
Yeah, like
fuck is
we had no idea
happening?
what was
Like,
happening.
we're like, what the fuck is happening? She's like having she's like jolting around in the back of the
I
car.
was thinking yeah, William was gonna give her like was gonna make her a white woman, but like more of the sense like she goes into another body, not the way they
Yeah,
presented this, where like she literally
like it's
tore.
basically she's a butterfly. Like I love how they use the form of metamorphosizing and say like the woman's the cocoon, the caterpillar that goes into the cocoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the butterfly is Ruby when she cracks out of the cocoon. Like literally,
Yeah.
that's basically what it is, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. Um, so she basically then turns back and then she gets into the house and William basically rips. It's like the first time, so it's like really graphic because we're like, what the fuck is happening? We kind of get
Yeah, it was
desensitized
insane.
later
It
on.
was sick at
Like
effects.
he like cuts like the cocoon or the white lady skin out
Yeah.
so Ruby can get out. We're like, what the fuck
Ruby
just
is
happened?
like traumatized. It looks like she has
Yeah.
PTSD. She's like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
Yeah, and then let's that's basically all for Ruby for right now. Let's finish let's do a quick thing with what happened in Atticus and
oh,
Lev and
the
Melrose just real
what
quick because that becomes that's usually storyline A in most of these episodes, right? Let's make it storyline they made a storyline B. So let's finish
Yeah,
that a little quick,
they
and we
did a
can get
pretty
Ruby
cool.
because Ruby's. I don't want to go back and forth.
Yeah, they did
Ruby's
a
thing
pretty
is
cool
fucking
thing. I was
amazing.
gonna do it. I was gonna do it at the end of when we finish talking about Ruby, but we can do it right now.
Yeah.
They in this episode they did a pretty cool thing. Usually TV shows they will literally have plot A is the main storyline, and then like they keep that always, and there's always like a plot
And then
B
slurps
on
off
the
like
side. This time they made the plot B the main focus of the episode, and plot A became like a little side story. But so like we get glimpses of looking into Atticus, which he's Atticus and
love.
and Left are trying to
So yeah,
decipher the book they got in episode
so like yeah, so
3.
basically,
No,
like
episode 4.
like literally what happens in the episode is that they go to the dad's place, and remember episode 4 at the very end, the dad kills Yamako, who's the Native American lady who is
Mhm.
probably 3 centuries old, which makes sense in my eyes. I know people don't agree because he killed someone, but she's literally 3 centuries old. Imagine if you fall asleep. Well, imagine if you fall asleep.
I just don't know
Sleep.
why he killed
And
her
then and then
though.
and then you wake up fucking in 5,020, right?
Hmm.
Imagine that shit. Imagine how tripped out of your mind you would be. Imagine that shit.
I mean
It's just fucking
they'll
ridiculous.
be the same. They'll be almost the same the same premise if a time traveler came from the future and came to the past and I didn't know anything about the past, will come to the past and be like completely freaked out. You wouldn't kill them. I don't understand why he
I
the
understand it
dad.
because like it's like how are you gonna hey, we got a Native American woman who doesn't fit in at all, doesn't know English at all. Right? So and then Lev and Atticus realized Atticus and Lev needed her to translate the pages
Mm-hmm.
again so they can help them out.
Yeah.
And then they realize that Mower's killed her. Atticus goes in an anger fit, they've been alluding to kind of the last 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like he has some anger problems because of the war. Or war, just his personality in general. I can't
I think
decipher.
people that have gone to like the war, the war becomes their
Like I
personality.
can't no, like I can't decipher it. Like, I don't know if they have done a good point of that. Like episode 6, it kind of decipher like which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but like they still don't do a good job in my opinion. Like I don't know if it's like PTSD. When he gets angry,
Mm-hmm.
when he gets like he goes in.
I mean,
He doesn't have like a 1 to 0 range. He literally goes from 0 not being angry to like holy fuck I'm gonna kill someone.
and he has trouble calming down.
Yeah, so like Lev basically tells him that the pages aren't inherently evil. It's not about how you use them. It's basically if you adapt the powers, you're gonna be evil and
Yeah.
they're gonna corrupt you. Uh, they have an argument. They have sex. That's basically it. And then later on in the episode, like the last thing in the episode, it's very kind of annoying. Kind of leads right into episode 6, right? Is that Atticus basically deciphers what the page says. It says die. He calls someone, and it leads to episode 6.
Yeah,
Like literally.
and then
Like I'm
when
gonna yeah.
and not well, yeah, that leads to episode 6. We'll talk about when about episode 6 because literally he deciphers something and he calls, or they call him.
No, he
He
knows the
calls this
phone number
yeah,
to Jing Ya,
yeah, they call
which
this
is
woman that we had right now we don't know, but the and we
yeah,
figure out the
but
name
yeah,
later
later.
in
Yeah,
episode
and
and
then Moro's after he's beaten up by his son. He goes to his lover. I'm gonna says I think delivered. This came out of left field, right?
I I think it was more of like probably like because he was in jail. Well, was he in jail? Was he ever in jail? No,
I don't know anything about
we don't know.
Maros.
True, true,
I
true.
don't
I'm
I don't
assuming it was just
because I
like his.
remember he
I'm assuming it's like his side piece, but his side piece is I
is the
don't
bartender. Is the gay bartender
yeah.
who runs the bar. Runs a pretty good bar. He goes there, they have sex there, and then keeps hanging out with them. They but like then they introduce that the bartender and all his friends are drag queens. Which is pretty cool because it's like the 50s, and you're
Mhm.
like, oh shit, I didn't know you're gonna just like gonna go this far deep.
Yeah.
Right, the drag queens, and then they go to a gay club if they're a gay club, or just a regular club. I don't remember.
It was
And
like
then he's like happier. He's like more in tune with himself and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like we're learning. Wow, slowly more about Mario's, even though he's kind of like a closet. I'm gonna guess closeted.
Yeah, I
Right
don't think
there.
anybody of his family knows.
I don't think Atticus. I don't think Atticus
Because I mean, at the
I
beginning
don't
of the
think
episode, I
Uncle
mean,
George knew.
like in the middle of the episode, that he like the the bartender's friends are like they haven't even kissed. Like so like they so he so the Maurice
Moros.
Moros is like he was barely like he's like a man's man like but he does that with the bartender. But at the end of the episode,
I think Sam
he
is
opens
the
up
name
more.
of the
He opens up more.
bartender. I think Sam is the name of the bartender, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, he opens up more. That's usually that was plot B in I guess C of the episode
Yeah, that's
of the
basically it.
episode.
But let's get to the more important one, which is Ruby's. And Ruby's, it's awesome. So she wakes up after she breaks out of her cocoon for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
William comes in and says, "Hey, you can leave, or you can keep taking the potion, and you can do literally whatever you fucking want.
Yeah.
Literally whatever you fucking want, right?" Which she does. She does again. She goes on. She goes on. There's a shopping spree. There's a little
Or
montage. She goes to like an ice cream shop. She doesn't pay for the ice
yeah,
cream.
yeah, yeah.
She there's a little montage. Then she ends up at the department store where she tried to get a job, and there was other black what
Yeah,
worker
an
there, employee
episode. I
there
don't remember if episode 3 or 4.
to like earlier on. It was
Yeah,
earlier on.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was like they set up that Ruby wanted this job at this department store. She wanted it so
Yeah,
bad, and she interviewed for it. Put her papers in it. And I don't know if she interviewed for it, but like
no, I don't
they
think
told her no.
she never applied. She applied, but she never got the interview.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
They told her no.
she comes in as this white lady. I think she calls herself Hillary. I think at this point, is and it's what do you call it? She interviews for this position, and for some reason, Paul, the supervisor or in general, whatever the store manager,
Mm-hmm.
right, gives her the position of supervisor, full supervisor, right? I think, right.
Mm-hmm.
So she supervises all the people, and then she talks to Tara, right? And she figures out that Tara doesn't have any education, right? And this is kind of, I kind of like this because it's kind of funny because she's Ruby, right? She's like okay, she's like what, like, do you have any education? Did you go to stewardess or waitress school or typing school? Like
Yeah.
like all the little like technical schools that you can go to. And then Tara was like, no, I just applied on a whim. And then
That
and then Ruby gets angry at her because clearly Ruby's better
yeah.
qualified for
She's
this
like.
because she has gone to all those schools. She knows all those schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she gets angry at her because not because she's black, because she she's what she just got lucky. She
Yeah.
got lucky and she applied and she applied on a whim. She won. So
Well,
it's more like hatred between people, not between like race or anything.
the thing that I got
Which is
from that, the thing from what got from that is like Ruby interviewed, but she was overqualified for the job, and she didn't get it. But she didn't get it because she was an
black.
she was black and not overqualified. So when she heard that this other black girl got the job,
Tara.
and then she asked for her qualifications, and she like had like little to no qualifications. She was like, "Wait, what?" So like she got. Think she got didn't get the job because she was overqualified, not because she was black.
I think it was just racism. Because the series has been alluding that it was just racism, and then eventually some black people go through, and then whatever. Um, like that's what I'm getting.
Or
That's why she gets angry at Tara, and she kind of
mm-hmm.
treats her like shit for that little period, and then she comes back. She's like, hey, you need to be like in another interaction between Hillary, which is Ruby as white lady, that's what I would call her, and then Tara. Just like she says that you have to be better. your race is depending on it. You have to be essentially better because white people suck. So therefore, you need to teach white people that black people are not bad.
Yeah.
It's literally the like the major philosophy of like I think Du Bois and a whole bunch of the people. I think Booker T. Washington as well, but none of us. But they go like that, and then they what what else happens in the store? Like there's another like trio of girls that sit in the back, don't do anything. They wear clothes.
And
Um,
Ruby asked that trio the work in the back. I mean, I guess the other coworkers, if the manager gets quote unquote
Frisky
the word they use is
or
sweet with her.
fresh
Or is it
or
fresh? Yeah,
fresh.
yeah, fresh with them, which
I don't
meaning is
know.
like
Basically, if there's like if he's a little bit too over
yeah.
aggressive,
So
like
and then
sexually,
they
right?
keep talking, and then one of the girls suggests they should go downtown where the black folks
The
live,
staff side,
and
staff side.
and then to just hang out with them because they're like, ooh, it would be such an adventure. It would be like, well, like they said it like a safari, and I was like, whoa, like shit, that shit took me back. I was like, a safari, like really?
It's the 50s in
You
America.
know,
What do you think?
you explained it was like the 50s, and I was like, all right, cool, the 50s.
Like
Um,
literally, that's how I'm gonna explain most of this because it's like it's not like now. Oh, maybe it's like now because I don't know
I mean, you
sections
don't
of
know
like
what
people
white
being
folks say
racist.
behind closed doors, so.
That's very true. I kind of do. Actually, I kind of do, but I don't know those type of white
You're a
people.
spy.
Uh, I know what most white people like calm white people will say, but I don't know what those type of white people say. You know,
Um, so yeah, they decided to go out as a group. So it was like the three
no,
like
like
three white women,
yeah,
the manager Ruby and
Tara.
Tara,
Yeah,
the black girl that got hired.
the black boy, which and then they go dance. They go dance. Ruby's not having it. Hillary's not having it at all. She's in a freaking salty mood, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Ruby is like she's kind of like this is kind of weird. So she goes down to the basement. She sees she sees the manager like trying to harass Tara, the black girl, and then like
yeah,
and then Tara runs off. Tara runs off, but then like Ruby like sees that yeah he's been harassing other
yeah.
women and stuff.
She's transformed by this point. She transformed back into
Yeah, because
Ruby from
the
Hillary
potion is
outside.
like a weird Cinderella thing where like it's only like a
It's
couple minutes, a couple hours or
it's
whatever.
it's only a couple. It's probably like 8 hours in a day or 7 hours in
Yeah.
a day. So she has to get home after work or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then she gets home. She's all bloody, and then Christine's there, not Will.
Yeah.
William is there. Christine is there, and she's like, when Will told you you can do whatever you want, you can fucking do whatever you want.
Hmm.
So she takes a potion again, the next day, and she goes to Paul. Paul, she says,
Yeah,
I'm
the man.
quitting. I'm quitting. And she tries to get fresh with Paul and basically rapes him with a stiletto. And
Yeah,
then
that scene was fucking sick. Cause yeah,
while she's transforming from Hillary to Ruby, and then she says like, I want you to remember that a black girl did this to you, right? And
yeah.
I'm just like that fucking baller move
And the
right
thing
there.
is that
That
like it's
fucking
such a
baller
thing.
move.
It's a thing that like he can't even like say this happened. Cause how do you even explain that to
First of all,
normal cops?
you're gonna be embarrassed that you got raped by a stiletto, right?
Yeah.
And how do you explain a white lady raped me, and then she became a black lady? I While she was raped, huh?
Because I'm
Everyone's gonna be,
assuming
you're
he'll be
crazy,
like
you're crazy.
he'll tell the police like this Hillary lady, and the police will be like Hillary doesn't exist, sir, and he's like,
Yeah,
oh
because
fuck,
he doesn't know her name, right?
yeah, he doesn't know Ruby's name.
Right.
So
So and then she gets back home. I think she gets back home, right? And then she starts flipping out at William when he comes in, right?
hmm
William is acting a little bit strange, right? And he's like William's like, what the, like, I'm done with all this shit. I'm gonna leave, whatever, or something like that. And then that's when
no,
William starts transforming. transforming into Christine.
No, that wasn't it. William tells him like, I need you to do me one favor. Do
Oh
like
yes, yes,
one
yes, yes,
favor,
yes.
and then like
This
and
is before.
then
I'm ending this storyline. Yeah. This is
he
before. Yeah,
he
yeah.
told him to
Go.
do him one favor, and they were like, I mean, at least I, as a viewer, was like, well, what does he want? Like, I mean, like he clearly wants something from her. Um, but then he just brings out like a waitress like gown.
Yeah,
So she wanted.
William picks her up from work, right? And then
Mhm.
all the girls is like, "Oh my god, who's that?" Right?
Yeah,
And then he's like, "Oh, we need to go to a special event. Will you come with me?" Right? I
yeah.
have your dress in the back, right? And then she opens the thing, and it's the kind of the one of the funniest things in the episode, or in like throughout any of the episodes. It's a stewardess or a waitress or whatever, like for event
Like yeah, the
thing,
servant, like a
and
servant
then
after.
she, yes, a servant, like a waitress, like
Hmm.
like for a reception, right? And then uh Hillary looks straight at William. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Well, fuck you, bitch!" Like, it's like that. It was kind of hilarious there, and then that jump cuts to like Ruby in the outfit in the lodge the ancient order lodge of the Chicago, right? With
Hmm.
who the head of is the captain, right?
Yeah.
As the captain, and from there, she's supposed to meet Christine, and Christine's supposed to drop off like this little stone runic that has a little symbol on it,
Hmm.
which is, I'm pretty sure, it's going to come up in episode 7, because it's episode 6 is
Yeah.
nothing about this.
And
Um,
that's the
so
favor Chris Christine is telling Ruby William wanted her to do, like drop this little
yeah,
into the officer. So
into the office, yeah. Uh, Give me a second. Oh,
but
and then when she's dropping the room, she gets over anxious. She's just drop it off and leave, right? But she's looking around all this shit. She hears the captain coming into the office, right?
yeah,
And this is when she 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 realizes, oh fuck, I'm fucked. Let's get in the closet. If you don't remember from episode 304,
oh yeah, I remember that.
something's in the closet. Something's in the closet. It's a guy who's being tortured, right? Who I can't tell if he's white or black. I'm gonna guess
Was
he's
weird.
white.
I don't know. I'm assuming they'll explain this later on.
This is one of the things that's
His
weird.
neck was
Black?
like, well, yeah, was black. His head was white. His body was white. And then
Like it's like
we see
different parts.
Ruby
Like
looking
it's
out.
different parts of his body's different colors.
Yeah,
It's basically black and white. But then
and then we
see the captain.
we see the captain. He's changing shirts, I think, and
Yeah.
his whole like chest, torso is black, and his arms
Wait.
are white. But there, it looks like
It's
every
like
single part of like the guy that's inside in the captain, they're what they when it gets from black to white, it's like it's being like it has been sewn.
it's stitched.
Yeah,
It's stitched.
it's been
It's
stitched.
stitched.
It's
So
very
like we don't know if Captain Sheriff, whatever his face is, right, if he's a black guy pretending to be white, or he's a white guy trying to become black, right?
I think it's getting to the point of like almost Get Out ish, which is like white folks trying
Oh,
to be black folks.
so like white people from like who want to be blackish. I
Yeah,
can see this. I can
some
kind of see
white
that.
folks trying to
Like,
be black folks, but they can't figure out how to, so they're like literally like moving
skin transport.
they're yeah, and unlike Get Out, where it was more like your mind moves to their body, was it's like their body moves to their mind. So, if that makes any sense. But
Yeah,
I don't
and
remember
also
what
get out
happens
with
in the closet. Something happens, and she gets out, but then she runs
it's
into William.
basically. Yeah. So that's what happens. I think it's a jump cut. Like after the whole thing, she gets out. She runs into the thing. She's in the whole. She's back in the house,
Hmm.
Christine's house
Yeah,
in Chicago. And then she's waiting for William to come through, right? And she's
yeah,
like, "You fucking left me there, yada yada yada." And William's like, "Give me a second, honey." All right, and it's like, "I have to go do something." and then she's like, no, I'm not gonna give you a goddamn something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when William starts metamorphosizing back into Christine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fucking proved it right.
Yeah,
I was
you
right.
said it in You said it. I think you said it last time we talked.
Episode 2 and 3. I sent it. I was like, Christine is William.
Yeah,
right?
I thought they were like brothers or something, like siblings.
Because they were never
you
in.
Called it.
You never. Like the thing that was weird. They were never in a scene together.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, that's odd. So yeah, Christine is William and William is Christine.
Yeah.
So like it's just odd. Out at this point. And then that's basically where it lets off. They talk about like some shit. Like basically, Christine's like, I want to do the same shit you're doing. I want to make a society where I can, or a lodge that I can be a part of.
Like
and,
Ruby feels
she wants equality the same way as Ruby wants equality.
Yeah,
but
she's like
different ways, different societies, different groups, and different communities.
And just to finish off this episode, because we're 30 minutes in. Well, I want to get to the next episode in 30 minutes. This episode, I like this episode. It was like, saying that women and black people kind of want the same thing, want equality overall. But but I think at least now in today's society, like it's like women do white women have more abilities than
it's a
Americans, but
Malcolm X quote. It's the most disrespected people in America are black people, but the most disrespected people in America are black women. Because it's like because how the American society, especially back then and especially a little bit now. So it's of course we're evolutionizing a little bit. It needs to be faster, but nevertheless, it's that for some reason society is detrimental to women and also African Americans. So if you're both of that, you're shit out of luck.
It's a double.
I would say it's like if you're a woman, you got the right to vote in 1919, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a black woman, you didn't get to right to vote. It depends because most black males if you're not in the South, this is not including the South. If you're a black male, right, if without Jim Crow laws, right, you got the right to vote in 1860, right, 1865 after the Civil War. 1866 or 7, whenever the 13th Amendment was, 14th Amendment was, 15th Amendment was passed. The Civil War, remember. Nevertheless. But if you're a black woman, you didn't get to vote until 1965.
Jesus.
Like after the 1860, wait, give me a second, 1966, 67, after the Civil Rights Voting Act was passed, right?
Yeah, I like this episode. I like this episode and everything. I don't know if you liked it or not.
I liked it. I like both of these episodes actually, 5 and 6. I don't know what I'm gonna rank them because I forgot my rankings.
We didn't write
somewhere
them down.
In my mind. We didn't write them down, but this is a top.
I like the effects, man. The transformation effects are so cool to me. I have no idea. I need to look up how they did it. I have no idea how they did the whole skin peeling off. I think it was a perfect mixture of course CG or VFX and practical. So I feel like there's some section of it when it was practical. I think you can kind of see that when they zoomed in to the body parts and they that was practical, but then like the whole thing was CG. But it was really cool. I really liked it. I like the little twist, even though you kind of spoiled it with your guessing.
It was easy.
With your guessing, but
I've been watching movies. I've been watching movies for 24 years. Nothing can surprise me now.
And it made sense. And it made kind of sense. That Christine was gonna be William. But I was kind of in a shock. I was like, "Oh, Chris, you were right. It was cool.
We were freaking the fuck out. So let's jump to episode 6. Of course, what happened in episode 5. The only thing that ties in episode 5 and episode 6 is the very end of episode 5 when Atticus figures out what the pages are saying, right? And then it says die. So he runs to the phone. He's all panicking. We're panicking. He types this phone number in, right? And then I believe there's an Asian woman on the other side, right? And she's like, hello. why are you calling me, right, or something like that. And then Atticus is like, how did you know? How did you know? And then it cuts, right?
Yeah.
And then we jump to episode 6, which kind of takes it's around 1945 to 1952 or something like that, which is the
Mm-hmm.
Korean War. We're in Korea. We're in
Yeah.
Daenig. I forgot what it was called. And we're following this Asian character. I mean, this Korean character around. This is the prelude where
Yeah.
it starts literally. This is a completely, I think, might be a fellow episode, but it's not a fellow episode because it might have some good intentions later on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
But it's
for
gonna
me,
have
it's a
to have
very
a yeah, it's
late.
gonna have to have a payoff for it to make any sense. 'Cause, I mean, right now it kind of just feels like a filler episode. Because completely not it has nothing to do with the main characters except Atticus, and because we're literally the first couple minutes well, even first 10 minutes it's literally just this Korean young lady that
It's Jinga, I think it's called. Her name is
yeah
Jinga. And it's pretty cool because Jinga, she's a nursing student in Daegu, or Daenig. I forgot Daenig. I'm not gonna call it Daenig. I'm butchering this thing. And we started off in fall of 1949, a year before the the Korean War, and
mm-hmm.
then we see her that she loves American movies, right?
Yeah
She loves American movies. She's watching Julie Garland. She's like dancing. She's thinking she can
she
dance,
likes them
right?
she like them to the point where like other Korean people are like this weirdo like
Yeah, so like she has like her mom is pressuring her to date, right? She's
mm-hmm.
like you need to find a boyfriend, you need to find whatever. And we think like starting out we just think it's like, oh, it's a typical mom speak. It's like, hey, you need to
Yeah
find someone. Our father, your father died, my husband died, so therefore there's a shame because I'm a widow and there's no man. It's just cultural bounds, right?
mm-hmm.
Like fucking society thinks fucking bullshit. Just let them be. Just let them be. They can function, but nevertheless. Right, and then at some point it's that um at some point she goes on a speed dating thing, right?
Yeah
She goes on a speed dating thing, and that's when we start realizing that she loves, like, she like memorizes lines and like songs from the Julie Garland movies, right?
yeah she's a nerd
And
she's
then
the Julie Garden nerd
she's a cinephile for Julie Garland,
yeah
right? And then there's one guy who's like she's like, oh, I love name Julie Garland movie, insert here, right? Like, I don't
yeah
know fucking Julie. Like, and then one guy's like, how can you watch that American propaganda? Yada yada yada. She gets crossed out like 3 or 4 times in that little thing, and you're like, you start feeling bad. You're like, oh, it's like it's kind of sucks, right? And then we go to one of her friends asking her if after this whole thing, the speed dating thing is done. It's like, hey, do you want to go to get some drinks at this bar, right?
yeah
She does. She meets a guy. She takes the guy back home, right? She takes the guy back home, and they're having sex, right? And then fucking tails are coming out of all the orifices.
all
The nose, like the eyes, right? The ears, the mouth, the every hole, right?
yeah and then
Like all the holes.
is that when we figure out that she has what it's called a gumiho, which is like a
It
nine
could be a
yeah
nine-tailed fox, yeah.
yeah it's a
Yeah,
nine
it's
tailed
like it's
fox.
literally a nine-tailed fox type of thing, and the only reason we know it's a nine-tailed fox thing is because later down in the episode, that goes to the shaman, just like, what the fuck? It's very Ghost of Tsushima vibes for me,
Oh yeah,
at
look
least.
really it really yeah it did
Like
with the pink flowers and it was snowing
with the
and
like,
everything.
yeah, and then there's a fucking CG fox, and you're like, oh, it's a nine-tailed fox. Okay, cool. Uh,
Yeah
so yeah, so like a nine-tailed fox, and then the thing is like, so she's not. Her mom doesn't want her to get married. Of course, she goes nine-tailed fox mode, right? She
hmm
kills the guy. I don't know how the fuck they did this. It's like talking about VFX right here. How the fuck can they go from fucking straight like guy to just pool of blood and spurting everywhere? Fucking amazing, right?
um
Of course.
but then that's when we know that's when we find out that she needs 20 male souls to
No,
20 male
no, she
souls.
needs she needs She needs 100. She needs 100.
She needs 100. No, she
Yeah,
needs
because
20.
later down in no, she needs 100 because later in the episode, she's like, her mom is just like, okay, you got 99. You need one more. You need one more.
Oh, I thought she said 19.
No, she said 99.
Oh,
You can't read.
Jesus
You can't
Christ.
read right.
So yeah, so
you
we
can't
find
read
out.
right.
So I can. So I guess she had
We
just
found out
killed
that
the
Will can't read.
99. She needed one more.
Yeah. So basically, she keeps doing that. She needs to do that so her body and the spirit of the Kiribu, separate,
Mijo, yeah.
separate. Of the nine-tailed fox separate so she can be a human again. Of course, this is kind of tough for her mom and for whatever. So they get in arguments. It's like, I'm not your daughter anymore. You put this spirit on me, so therefore I'm more of the spirit than my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I was paying attention because this episode got a little bit draggy. But I love the change of pace of it. Is that, do you remember why she got possessed?
No, I don't think they explained it. I don't think that they explained why they put the spirit on her. But usually the story of the nine-tailed fox is like there was is this spirit of the nine-tailed fox, and like it's destroying a city, and people they use like a small kid, like a newborn, and to
Yeah.
put the spirit inside of it because that's the only way to control it. And so this kid has to grow with the spirit.
Is your only reference to the Nine-Tailed Fox Naruto?
Yes. But I'm assuming that that's the story, and I'm assuming that dad died because he was doing the ritual or whatever. That's the only thing, and I would have the wiki here, and I was gonna read it a
Yeah,
little bit.
I have the wiki. I read the wiki before because I just want to like refresh it because of
Yeah.
course like I clearly watched it. I don't remember any part of them there because the wiki says that her dad was sexually abusing her, right? And they put her mom put the spirit into her so her next time the dad would sexually abuse her, the dad would die,
Yeah.
right? Right? But
Oh,
I
I
don't
didn't
remember
know
any.
that.
I don't remember of any of that coming up.
I don't remember any of
Yeah.
that. I don't
Okay,
remember
just
any of
making
that
sure because
coming up.
I don't remember that coming up. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
Maybe she did. No, I think no, she did. She does say something about the dad touching her or something like, and
See, I don't
like
remember.
touching her like touching her, and then like and she yelled at the mom that she was like, you didn't do anything about it, and then I guess that's when she put the spirit in, and then that's when the dad died. But
Okay, so yeah, so I see. I don't
I,
remember that
yeah,
part. So,
they had like two or three arguments between the mom and dad. It was going back and forth. The mom being mad at the girl, and the girl being mad at
yeah,
the
and then
mom. And
yeah,
it was
it's
like
kind of
it did
simple
that.
here
They
thing.
did it like three
But
times.
okay, so that's basically it from the mom and the daughter for a little bit there. But then we're going to she gets to 99 souls, right? That she
Yeah.
needs to do
So she
before the
needs one
spirit
more.
repels out of her, right? Right. And this is
Oh,
fall
we have
or
to we
summer.
have
This
to
is fall of what?
we have to state that when she takes the souls of the men, she sees their life, like their whole life.
She sees her memory. She sees their
Yeah,
memory, right?
sees
So she
their
gets in.
sees their
She's
memory.
getting like 99. She's getting a little bit PTSD of like
Yeah.
all these people's lives that she's
Mm-hmm.
feeling and whatever, right? And then she gets to I think jump cuts from fall of 1949.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, to like summer the next year, 1950. This is when the Americans are invading South Korea and Korea in general because of the communists and the Truman Doctrine. Will, what is the Truman Doctrine? Sorry for a little fun fact.
The Truman Doctrine is it's
First of all, who is the name after? Who created the Truman Doctrine?
the President Truman,
Okay, Henry S. Truman. Yes, go ahead.
and
And the Truman Doctrine is
he was trying to fight the communists by limiting their invasion of different lands. I don't know idea, Chris. I have no idea
that's kind of actually yeah, you kind of hit on the point. Is that he said that he kind of said that the only way to defeat communists to keep communism in wherever it's at, right? So we need to defend like countries to get invaded by communist forces. So
Oh,
therefore,
keep them
North
in a
Korea,
box.
Yeah, keep them in a box, and that's why we kept going that until kind of throughout the whole Korean War. I mean, the Cold War. Like that's where we had Vietnam. That's where we had the different invasions in South America and Latin America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, so it kind of makes sense. So that's the Truman Doctrine. Um, Nevertheless, we go into Korea because the North Koreans, backed by Soviet Russia, um, are pushing in. They pass the parallel, right?
Yeah.
They're coming in, whatever. And then we're seeing that the Americans, like Jinga is in the hospital, right? And then we're hearing this like loud thundering outside. American tanks and trucks are coming in. They're sending pamphlets like, "Hey, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to defend you. We're here to whatever."
Yeah,
Right?
we're here to help.
Um, we're trying to they're trying to pamphlet as best as possible, which is
Yeah.
a thing we still do. Which we always done is we're not it's not like the Nazis. I told Will it's like we're not it's like it's the Nazis literally just invaded and bombed your city all to hell. So like if you died, you died. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's a blitzkrieg. It's literally that's why the name of the thing. It's a blitzkrieg. But anyways. So we sit there and then we jump a little bit further on,
Yeah,
right? This
that's
is
when.
and then we jump a little bit further on. Is Gina and her best friend that invited her to the bar, right? They're walking around, they're talking about the whole situation that's happening, the war, their love life, their dating life, right? And then they see a mob, right, carrying a communist sympathizer, right, that we think is a communist sympathizer, right,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
hanging him, and her friend, forgot her name, her friend, it's like this is disgusting. I'm shaking. I can't stop shaking. This is disgusting. What the hell is happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we move a little bit further. The American troops, the American like commander or troops, right, gets out the nurses, and send them to like a random part of the country. I'm gonna
And
guess
that.
in a truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the guy says like, oh, we've been intercepting communist spies information that's
Yeah.
been leaking from your thing, and then he shoots one guy, he shoots another guy, um this random soldier, right? And then his gun jams when he's pointed at Jinga, right?
Yeah.
Uh, right, and then Atticus kind of shows up because of course he's in the Korean War, right? So
Yeah.
he kind of shows up out of nowhere, and then he's about to shoot her, and then her friend who's standing next to her kind of dives out of the waves like, I'm the spy,
Yeah. They're looking
right?
for
And then
the.
yeah, they're trying to smoke him out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the term is. We're trying to like literally smoke him out, like killing random people until one of them, whatever. It's a war. It's a fucking dirty thing. Uh, Nevertheless, we they go there. We kind of forget about it, and then a
I
few
mean,
months later, it looks like
well, that
what
was the first time we actually get
Saw.
we saw a character from the main story being this story, which it was Atticus, and explaining Atticus time is this is explaining Atticus time in
Like
war
time in Korea,
through
yeah.
through I forgot her name,
Jinga.
Jingha's point of
It's in the
view.
Wikipedia. Just look at the Wikipedia.
Jingha's point of view. I like remembering it. Um so
I know, but like just the pronunciations of names. That's why I look at Wikipedia.
so
But no, yeah.
so
Go.
she so she's back doing her work. She's back doing her work of being a nurse and everything. She's kind of traumatized, I guess, because they killed her best friend like right in front. You know, they
Oh,
took her
so we
away.
don't we don't we don't we
Yeah,
don't know if they
they
killed her.
knocked her out with the gun and they took her away. I'm assuming she's a spy, so they're gonna do stuff to her. Um,
Buy stuff.
yeah, and then that's when she sees Atticus come in, like like with the which he's injured. He's injured and he's
Yeah, so like
on a bed and she's like and she literally gets like this wave of revenge comes over her. She's like, oh my god, I figured out who's gonna be my hundredth man. I'm going to kill because she really was against trying to find the hundredth guy, but she had by seeing Atticus there, she figured out a reason to kill a man to get revenge for her
yeah,
friend.
to take another soul. Yeah,
Yeah,
to take another soul. So
dude.
yeah, yeah. So she goes from there. she slowly tries to get more involved with Atticus, tries to seduce him more and more
But
slowly. But
Atticus got that charm, baby. Atticus
he's
got
a
that
smooth
charm.
talking, smooth walking motherfucker, you know.
Yes, they start getting along with each other a lot. Like she I'm assuming she got surprised of how well she would like him
Yeah,
would like him. Such they start like almost like dating, almost kind of like dating. He does like this solo thing where he shows us Julie Garden movie and everything. Julie Garden movie and everything. They surprisingly they get their relationship gets to the point where they actually have sex, and then you're like, oh shit, she's gonna kill him, but she was able to control the nine tail fox inside
the
her,
tails, yeah,
so to not kill him,
yeah.
and so I guess time just keeps going on. They're really well together. The mom doesn't like it, because she's like
Like I want my daughter back.
yeah,
Like I want
you're
my daughter.
settling for this guy. You're settling for this guy instead of killing him. Instead of killing him, you only need one more soul. Um, so they so Atticus, the war's over or whatever, or the war's almost over. Like he gets called back. He
Yeah,
gets
it's like the war's about to end, right?
mhm,
And he's like, I have two options. I can stay here with you, or I can go to back to America, right?
yeah.
And then they talk about it. And he's like, I'm okay staying here. I love you. Yada yada yada. They have sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where her tails start coming out. Her
Because she
tails, and
can't
you're like,
control
oh
it.
fuck,
Because
Atticus is gonna die. Atticus, and then we'll realize, oh wait, this is the past, so he's alive. So therefore,
mhm.
is this weird,
He
right?
doesn't.
Uh, he doesn't die, right?
Yeah.
And then we go from there, and then we realize that she doesn't kill him, but she absorbs his like memories, right?
Yeah.
She sees her
He
memories,
starts
but
seeing
it's not
his life.
only, but it's not his past life, like when his dad is whipping him and him reading a book with his mom, right? It's not him. It's not only his past or his present. She also sees his future,
And he's
which is
and the weird thing
yeah,
is that she saw. But I think what freaked her out the most when she was in the process of that, even though she was trying to control the Nine-Tailed Fox, she was really trying not to kill him. She saw him dying in the future, and then she was so
in the
that
future.
I'm assuming that's what freaked her out the most. And then
Like
and then Atticus just kind of just falls back, and he doesn't die, he
yeah,
doesn't explode
it's
like
weird
the other
because
guys.
it's weird because it's that it's I don't know if it's because Atticus by this time he doesn't know he's a warlock or a witch or a wizard or
Yeah,
whatever fucking
he
phrase
doesn't
it,
know that he
but
has special
he
blood.
doesn't right. We don't know. I don't know if that's what stopped him or it's because like it was Jinga actually trying to control her
Hmm.
shit, right? So we
I
don't
think
know
it
if
was
any of
because of his
that
special blood.
you think
Yeah.
so there, and then and the reason we know it's his future is because we see them together. We see a memory of Jinga and Atticus together.
Hmm.
Then we see a flash of love, and then we see him dying.
Yeah.
Right. Then we see him dying. So we're like, oh shit. By this point, he doesn't know about Lev.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we do because this is like 56 or 55, right? There, when we're watching it.
Hmm.
So we're like, holy shit, okay, cool. So we go from there. Then they have there's like, and of course, fucking Atticus is gonna be like fucking freak the fuck out, right? And then
Yeah.
he
He's like,
goes,
what the fuck is
he
this?
oh, get the fuck away from me! What the fuck was that? What the shit? What the fucking shit? And of course, before this, they get in a little arguments like I can't love you, yada yada yada, whatever. And then that's when she tells him that he killed her best friend. And of
Yeah.
course, in one of the flashbacks, we see Atticus holding her best friend and they're ripping off tubes, trying to torture her, trying to figure out,
Hmm.
oh, that's more painful. Ow. Um, trying to figure out who's the spy that she's giving information to, or who is it, so they can neutralize the threat.
Yeah.
To them, right? From there, we go on.
I
There,
don't remember what
they go.
kind of
They, what
happened because they go to the
shaman? I think they go to the shaman, and
to
then
the
from the
go to the
shaman,
Shima shaman,
go
and
to the Shima shaman. By
they
the way, her wardrobe was fucking awesome. The hat, and then the fox thing, and then the
they
white, and then everything is white.
they
Yeah,
um the Korean girl, she like tells her like she
Jing Yao,
this
Jing Yao,
Jing
Jing Yao,
Jing Yao
Jing
tells Jing
ah
Ya ah
It's
ah
back of the throat.
ah
Jesus Christ.
Jing Ya she tells her what she saw, and she saw him dying. She's like, is he gonna be okay? But I don't remember what happens after that. I don't remember what the shaman says,
I
and
don't
I
know
don't
what you're supposed to
because
do.
I
I don't know
don't.
what you're supposed to do.
I guess I need to watch
From the
that before we watch the next one, because I don't remember the ending
from
of
the
that.
Wikipedia, it says it's from the Wikipedia, and I think I saw this. I was very tired by this point.
Yeah, this episode
Um,
was kind of slow. It wasn't.
it's very slow, but very still interesting, right? Especially
Besides
when it
the
was
monster,
parts.
besides the monster thing, it was just like besides the nine-tailed fox thing. So I was like, okay. I was like, come on.
Okay, but from there, it's she base. I think from the Wikipedia, this is what we got from the Wikipedia because we don't remember jack shit
Mm-hmm.
because we're in Corona time and we don't have to remember. Also, I'm making a proposition that we should call next year 1AC. Just
What I
just
see.
making that sure. So just reset everything. One after Corona. 1 year after Corona.
Oh.
Um, that's my proposition. I have friends that we could probably do that. I'm gonna let you guys know.
Start over the Corona calendar. What you call the calendar?
I don't fucking know. It'd be fucking hilarious. Um, just for the memes, for the memes, the meme calendar. Um, but nevertheless, we go from there. And
Does this
we
tease to the next episode at all?
the shaman says it's like more would die, right? So I think this was a little episode that was like I think the next episode will probably start off when it's take it Atticus or Injing talking to each other on the phone.
On the phone, yeah.
Um, so because we're trying, I
This.
think they gave us this so far deep. This is episode 6, right? And there's
Mhm.
10 episodes, right? There's 4 more episodes. So from all the stuff we know, from Christine trying to do her stuff and Atticus left trying to do her stuff,
Mhm.
they're them trying to do their stuff, and now they introduce this third person, right? This
Yeah.
third person with Jinga that might conflict them two similar type the two groups Christine
Yeah.
and Atticus and Lev trying to figure out what they want to do. Jinga's gonna be probably in the middle, and then it's gonna be a conflict for the
I
next
want
4
to
episodes.
see. I
That's what
want
I'm
to see
guessing.
if they mix like like Korean mythology, Korean, Japanese, Chinese is almost it's not
Like
the same.
Asian
It's not the
mythology,
same
yeah.
mythology, but it's like almost Roman and
Uh,
Korean mythology like that, but over there.
Roman and
Um,
Korean,
Roman
Roman
and Roman
Korean.
and Greek, like you know how Roman and Greek mythology is kind of
Yes,
like
yes, yes, yes. They
parallel.
have the same gods. It's
Korean
the
and
same gods, but different names.
Korean and Japan and Chinese mythology is almost the same. But I want to see if they bring the Lovecraft mythology with the Asian mythology, and see if they mix it up a little bit with
They
the
probably would. I
nine-tailed
think they
fox
would.
and stuff.
I think we have a good 4 episodes. Okay, well, monsters because that's the only reason I can remember the things or things that happen in the episode. For episode, there's vampire mole rat people,
More rat
right?
people.
Number 2, there was uh wizards,
Wizards. What is that thing? Uh,
warlocks,
no, like when people do
Wiccans,
rituals. When people do rituals, that's a cult.
a cult, yes, a cult. Number 3, help me out here. No,
Ooh,
ghost, ghost,
ghost,
ghost,
ghost
ghost,
house,
ghost,
ghost house,
ghost,
ghost
ghost,
house,
ghost.
ghost.
Number 3, Indiana Jones Adventures.
Indiana Jones Adventures. Not really a ghost, but
Number 5,
not really a
fucking
monster, but
cocooning, metamorphosizing people,
metamorphosized.
fucking weird ass
I think
shit,
the monster there was
right?
society, Chris.
I think it was very society, but like metamorphosizing whatever. And number 4, fucking nine-tailed fox, worm tails, fucking coming at her when they're having sex is weird as shit. Fucking trippy as motherfucker. First time you see it. Next time it was not that trippy. Well, which ones have been your favorite monster? 6 episodes deep.
I
Six
like,
6 episodes deep.
I like, I like the metamorphin effects, like the actual visual effects.
Metamorphosizing.
Metamorph,
God.
animorphs.
God
Um,
damn, you're the one that watched fucking Power Rangers the most time. It's
uh,
time to metamorph. Sorry.
that's not what they say. They don't say ton to metamorph.
There was a series called Power Ranger Metamorphizing Rangers, if I remember correctly. Jeez.
They don't go. They don't go. It's time to metamorph. Um, but
I'm pretty sure they do.
I mean I like more physical monsters than anything else. So the
I
mole
like
vampire people were pretty cool. They like I actually saw them instead of just normal ghosts or Indiana Jones adventures.
I like the
So
Indiana Jones. I like Indiana Jones shit, but like that's just me.
if the nine-tailed fox was more nine-tailed fox instead of like just coming out of her orifices,
Right?
it would have been a little bit cooler. But I don't. But but yeah, I like the mole people right now. I want to see actual monsters. I like monsters. I
Yeah,
like
so
monsters.
so for me it
So
would be the
we're
ghost.
at an
I think the
hour.
ghosts were pretty cool.
We're at
The
an
ghost was
hour, so
pretty cool for me.
it's a good time. It's a good time to stop. Really make these episodes just an hour long. But yeah, just keep. If you're watching with us, thanks for watching with us. Put it down in the comments. What do you thought about the episode? I like the fifth episode. The sixth episode was a little slow. I don't know about you, Chris. All right.
It was a little bit slow, but it was interesting as well. Like
Yeah, well, I mean, it
especially
gave
when
us a lot of. It gave us
they started
backstory.
giving backstory to Tick, and this of course is the only person you're like, oh shit, I care about this person because they're trying to make you care about Jinga because I'm gonna guess she comes
Yeah,
back
she's an
somewhere.
important character. There's no way you give a character a whole episode and then she's not important.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
but yeah, we'll keep doing this for the. So we'll have two more episodes of Lovecraft talks, and hopefully when is Snyder Cut supposed to come out, or we don't have a date for that.
By then we can probably do like Watchmen. I think Snyder Cut should be coming out February March of next year.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Then we have.
So we can probably
But yeah,
do like
we'll definitely do
do
more. We'll do more probably HBO shows. Like HBO shows are fucking good.
yeah, because they're fucking. Let's not do the only one I don't want to do is Game of Thrones
No,
because
I don't
I
want to do.
seen
I
that
don't
shit
want to.
once, and then you don't like high fantasy shit, so I'm like, nah,
No,
I'm
I
good.
don't.
So we'll probably get. I think if we both agree, we might do Watchmen. It's a quick one season thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
One season thing. We both like movie. We both like the comic,
Yeah,
and we both know the comic as well. So it's pretty cool. So
and I like
some
doing these talks. It does give you a little more summary of the episode. At least it refreshes the episode for me, and
and it also
it makes me
changes up
more
our
interested
content. It also changes up our content from just like playing video games,
in
which
talking about video games and stuff. But yeah,
and the podcast. So yeah, so if you just like, subscribe, hit the follow,
hit the follow,
do.
tick,
I'm
tickle the bell
Tippy
or
Dom
whatever.
Tippido from the Tip Top Tippido. So, sorry, I'm going to Tim Turner there for a second. And just see you guys later, and don't get eaten by ghosts, and wear your mask. I'm pretty sure that's the only ghost prevention thing you can have nowadays. Wear
And
your
and
mask.
and
If
if you're
if
gonna
the
have
ghost if the ghost can't enter through your mouth because of mask, you're safe.
still enter to your butthole.